You know the feeling. A dozen tabs open, your phone buzzing on the desk, the phantom vibration in your pocket. Your attention is fractured into 100 different pieces, and somewhere underneath that exhaustion is a quiet, terrifying thought. My brain is broken. That exhaustion reflects a biological success. Your hardware is executing its primary function with perfect accuracy. Human survival once depended on a highly sensitive alarm system. Our ancestors stayed alive by constantly scanning the horizon, prioritizing sudden, salient changes in their environment. A snapping twig or a flash of movement demanded immediate focus. Today, our digital environment exploits that exact survival mechanism through intermittent reinforcement, delivering unpredictable rewards like a slot machine. Every ping and swipe forces your brain to fire, physically carving a superhighway of craving right into your neural circuitry. This constant stimulation has a cascading physical effect, right down to your DNA. Through epigenetics, the process by which your environment changes how your genes are expressed, the genetic toggles for calm and sustained attention are essentially turned off. Meanwhile, the genes responsible for processing stress and novelty are forced into overdrive. Eventually, this chaos reaches the default mode network, or DMN. The DMN is the brain system responsible for mind wandering and our internal narrative. Instead of quiet reflection, it gets hijacked into an endless, frantic loop of self-referential noise and anxiety. We find ourselves wandering through a modern labyrinth, but the monster inside is just our own reflection, constantly whispering for us to consume just one more post, one more video. The text from Zen Teachings for the Scattered Mind validates this shift in perspective. The scattered mind represents a biological feature, not a defect. We are caught in a perfectly engineered trap designed to exploit our primal survival software. The immediate instinct is to fight back by suppressing the urge to check our phones, forcing ourselves to focus through sheer willpower. However, aggressively attacking a distracted mind generates more stress, which feeds right back into the same anxious neural loop. The ancient antidote requires a different approach. You sit. When the mind scatters, you observe the distraction with bare, unattached attention, refusing to add a narrative or a judgment to the experience. As this passage highlights, every time you return your mind to the present for even 3 breaths, your nervous system registers a cellular relief. This process allows equanimity to be installed directly into the body, bypassing the need for active, effortful cultivation. 3 practical gates, tailored for our modern era, allow us to begin this installation. The first is the 90-second dragon breath. The moment you feel the magnetic pull toward a notification or a new tab, you stop. For exactly 90 seconds, you give yourself a single instruction: feel the body breathing. This requires 90 seconds of imperial indifference to the mind's internal noise. This forces your autonomic nervous system, the system controlling your unconscious bodily functions, to shift gears. Repeatedly practicing this pause creates a new neural groove of presence that physically outcompetes and erodes the old habit of scattering. The second gate brings this practice to your devices through the cone of the red dot. A cone is a riddle or statement used in Zen practice to provoke deep intuition and disrupt habitual thought patterns. Place a small, distinct sticker, like a bright red dot, directly on your laptop or phone case. Every time your hand reaches for the device and you see that dot, it triggers the internal question: who is aware of this urge? This inquiry acts as a mental sword. The mind that asks this question finds it impossible to simultaneously engage in mindless scrolling. The third gate is the final bow. At the close of your day, you perform 5 minutes of pure, techniqueless witnessing. As the text suggests, you act as a naked dragon, witnessing whatever remains, letting the day's mental noise run its course without intervention. Combining these 3 gates transforms the primal urge for distraction. What was once an uncontrollable master dictating your actions becomes an observed, loyal servant. Practicing these gates leads to a counterintuitive realization: the scattered mind is never actually healed. This document identifies the fundamental shift. The state of being scattered dissolves under observation. There is no damage to repair. There is only a perception to shift. The thoughts pulling you toward another tab or another video are just passing weather. They lack permanence and solid weight. The sensation of being scattered is merely a passing cloud. What remains underneath is the core observer, the unbroken sky that never required healing. Genuine victory arrives with the realization that the siege was an illusion, a byproduct of the mind believing its own biological propaganda. The instructions are simple. Sit. Allow the noise of the digital world to rush past